This is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at the two new scenarios that were added in the alpha version 0.16 update. The two scenarios we're going to be taking a look at are called Electric Hypermiling and Tasty Cola Delivery. We'll start with the Electric Hypermiling one, and it says, your ESBR batteries are low. Can you make it to the nearest charge point in Castelletto? Let's find out. And it looks like the text here is the same as before, so let's just go ahead and get started with this. And it's kind of funny, if you look at the tachometer in the bottom right, we still have a fuel gauge, even though there's no fuel in this car, it's just battery charge. I do know in the interior it actually says battery charge, though I think I mentioned this in the update video as well, but it says the range, how much power you're using, and how much power you use on average. And apparently the range right now is 2 miles. That is it. And there's actually a little light I just noticed right as I clicked away in the gauges that shows your battery power is low. See, that one makes sense, unlike the other one, which is just a regular looking fuel gauge. And I'm noticing keeping this thing in drive is kind of weird because you keep having to accelerate because every time you let up on the throttle, it automatically decelerates some. I'm wondering if this will actually work, if I should be putting it into neutral. I'm gonna try it both ways though. I'm gonna try first off trying it like this, where I just keep accelerating and then coasting. And the biggest thing I think is just don't hit the brakes. As long as I'm not hitting the brakes, I'll probably be okay. But if we don't make it, then next time I'll try doing it where we put it in the neutral and just coast a lot. It looks like this is on a little bit of a downhill, so I shouldn't really be needing to accelerate that much through here as far as I can tell. Anyways, let's go ahead and go back to the exterior camera, and oh goodness, that's a tight corner, and that was a really bad place to try to change the camera angle because I could have crashed. Also, I like for the fact that for the Hypermiling challenge, they didn't just give you any old ESBR. They gave you a top of the line ESBR 800, the fastest of the fast. They're just encouraging you to try to blow through all your battery power as fast as you possibly can. That would actually be a pretty neat scenario though, if they gave you a car and they said, run out of battery as fast as you can. Well, I guess it could be run out of battery or gas. It really doesn't matter which one. But what would you call it though? If this is hypermiling, I guess that would be hypomiling. I don't know. If any of you guys got a good idea for what you would call that, do leave a comment because I'm curious what kind of interesting names you can come up with. But off the top of my head, hypomiling is the best I can come up with. And remember when I said earlier it was mostly downhill? Now we got some uphill sections here. So if you run out of power early, you are done. You got no chance going through here. I know some of the scenarios they'll have it where it's a downhill near the end. So if you're lucky, you can kind of just really conserve momentum and coast to the finish. And this one, you need to accelerate through here. The first 2 minutes or so though, I'm pretty sure you could have done most of that in neutral with just a little bit of acceleration here and there. I'm trying to be really smooth with my cornering too. No, whoa. Okay, maybe not that smooth. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it where the wheels don't skid at all, because when you skid, you end up losing some momentum. But if you don't skid at all, I think you conserve as much momentum as possible, which is good for hypermiling. Skidding all over the place, that's great for hypomiling. And I really got to emphasize the hyper and hypo in those words, because I know if I'm lazy and I slur it, it's really hard to tell which is which. And I don't know if I trust this little GPS system right here. Get me to go through these back corners and stuff. And that says do not enter. And I almost did until I saw that other location at just the last second. Thankfully, I'm going really slow through here, so I'm okay. And the finish line should be coming up on this next checkpoint. Yeah, there it is. There are the charging stations. We are done. That is a success in about 3 minutes. And I'm curious, how much charge do I have left? Let's find out. The best way to figure this out is to probably do some hypomiling. So we're going to accelerate nice and hard once I get the camera lined up. And that was it. That was all I had. Wow. I actually just barely made that. Wow, this might be a little more difficult than I thought it was. Okay, though, let's go ahead and try this again. And we have to go to the menu to restart it. Let's try this again. And this time we're going to coast in neutral and see how well that does. And I got to make sure I start off nice and easy here. I don't want to try to launch it like I normally would. All the time when I start like this in a scenario, I want to launch it. We've got to be easy. Get to like 30 miles per hour and then go to neutral and just coast, just like this. And we'll see how far we can get before we need to shift back into drive and accelerate again. We've actually dropped down just to 15 miles per hour already, but looks like there's a downhill here, right? Yeah, we are accelerating. So there is a little bit of a downhill here, and we're already up back to 30 miles per hour, and we've been in neutral the whole time. So this is working pretty well, actually. The only question is, how long can we go before we actually need to accelerate? And is it saving me that much electricity, or is it really just about the same? I do feel like I'm going a little bit slower through here, though, because if I was driving normally, I would be accelerating at some points like this, because going around at about 30 miles per hour feels a little too slow. 40, though, 40 feels all right, but we don't go for 40 very long. Like, here's an uphill, and then we drop below 40. So yeah, 40 did not last. We got up to 45 miles per hour without accelerating in the last 45 seconds or so. That's pretty surprising. Now, this corner, I remember it's really tight. Instead of hitting the brakes, though, I got a different plan. We're going to shift into drive, which will decelerate the car a little bit on its own and regenerate the battery a little bit. If you're really, really hypermiling, that's probably the better way to do it. I don't know how the brakes work on this car. I don't know if it has the kind of brakes where when you brake hard, it regenerates some electricity, or if it's just when you let up on the throttle. I have yet to actually do that research, and I should soon. Like, eventually I should do a video where I'm just kind of playing around with the electronic fact of this car, seeing how fast you can charge it and how fast you can discharge it, all that kind of nonsense stuff, just to see what happens. Maybe even make a customized version of it, right? There'll be a hill climb electric version of the SBR4, because you got a hill climb SBR4, and now Hirochi's like, okay, electricity is the way of the future, and to prove that, check out our new hill climb car that's powered by the exact same batteries you can buy in the ESBR4, and then sales for the ESBR4 raised by 5%, because nobody really cares what cars do in racing anymore. It's kind of sad. I think the real reason why that happened, though, is because the cars in racing are just too different. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we're going to stop right here if we don't shift into drive. So we went for about 2 minutes of just coasting in neutral. That's not saying the cars in racing are too different. You look at NASCAR. Sure, it's called a Toyota Camry. But what parts does it share with the Toyota Camry? None. The only part you could share between that car and a Toyota Camry is the driver. You can take the driver out of that car and put him in a Camry and he'll be fine. Any other part in that car, you cannot place it onto a regular Camry. And that goes for all the manufacturers in NASCAR. I know other race series are better about that, but NASCAR is just the first one that comes to mind. And to me, NASCAR is the one in America that used to really help sell vehicles. It used to be manufacturers were really competing in NASCAR. And if they were the winner, that would lead to a good boost in sales for their vehicle. Anyways, we're all off topic now. How are we doing with the ESBR? We're doing great. I might be driving a little more calmly through here now that I think about it, though, so I'll try to hammer on the throttle a little bit more so it's equal between the two attempts to see if driving in neutral is actually better. It's kind of hard, though, because how do you measure the second half where you have to try to drive the exact same way? It's hard. I'm going a little bit faster to try to compensate. No, too fast. Was that a little crash? Maybe just a tiny crash. Anyways, though, we made it to the charge stations, and now you guys see how much battery was left on this thing. It was about 24 seconds slower, so if it's that much slower, we better have some more battery. The other one died by here already, so that's definitely improvement. The only question is, how far can we go? And right now, I am not driving careful at all. I am just going to hammer this battery like I'm actually driving hard, which I am trying to do, but the electronic stability control of this car is so aggressive, and all the roads are so short, we really can't get up to speed. But I am trying to drive it fast. Here's a straightaway. We can get up to speed for a little bit, but then, again, slam on the brakes because we got a corner coming up. Okay, either way, I know I might have drove a little more careful on the uphill section, but we are driving for quite some time. I feel very comfortable saying driving it in neutral was more gas efficient than trying to drive it in drive and keep accelerating and decelerating, which I figured would be the case. I just wanted to make sure. I think we are running out of battery right now. Yeah, that's it. I'm accelerating and nothing's happening. So we are officially out of battery. We might be able to get a little bit more just by like coasting and regenerating it right here, but it's not going to be a lot. Let's go ahead and crash this thing into the barrier and it's done. We need to buy a new car at this point in time. And now we'll just move on to the next scenario, actually, which is called the Tasty Cola delivery. And it says, deliver a trailer of Tasty Cola to the Città Vecchia shop. Okay, I have to hook up my own trailer. I am insulted. Actually, I'm not. That's very, very easy to do. It's not even that far away or nothing. So look, here's the easiest way to do it. You overshoot it by a vehicle length, go full steering to the left, back it up, and then straighten it out, and then go a little to the right, and you'll be lined up perfectly. It's basically just like parallel parking. The T-Series actually has a surprisingly good turning radius when nothing's attached to it. And careful not to hit the little jump right there. We're clear. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit more so I can see the back of the trailer just to make sure it doesn't bounce into anything. So on this one, we don't have to worry about how hard we hit the accelerator. We can hit it as hard as we want. I just gotta make sure I don't tip the trailer. How hard is it to tip? Let's find out. Oh, it's pretty hard to tip. And I almost crashed so hard into that wall. I thought for sure I was gonna be going right into that building for half a second. And then I saw the truck clear it and just a little sigh of relief internally right there. Take it a little bit safe from here on out. Come on, truck. There you go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I overdid that. We made it though. This thing is being surprisingly nimble. I did not expect it to be this easy to control with all that cola in the back. And this thing is full of cola. I can tell it is heavy. I don't know why some small town in Italy needs a whole 18-wheelers worth of cola, but they do. It must be where all the Americans are visiting Italy. You always have these Americans that go say, I'm gonna go visit Italy. And then they get there, and instead of getting a new Italian soda, they're like, no, where's my American tasty cola? And that's why there's an American delivery. Like, this is an American truck in Italy as well. Because I'm pretty sure Italy, like most of Europe, has the 18-wheelers with the flat nose, where this one has a nose that sticks way out, which is much more the American style of doing the 18-wheeler design. Oh, I see how it is. They knew that if they made me go through a roundabout, I would have cut to the left side because it was easier. So they put 2 checkpoints just on the roundabout to make sure you went around it the correct way. That's kind of funny. Because they know me and tons of you guys out there too as well. You're going to take the shortest path possible. You don't care about the rules of the road. When you're driving on the road, you drive right in the middle to give yourself as much room on both sides, right? I'm not alone in that, am I? Oh, come on. Come on. We are down to like 1,000 RPM as I floor it. Automatic transmission. Come on. Give me a downshift. At least like 1 gear. Like 1,000 is just outside of the power range, isn't it? I don't think the power starts until like 1,200 RPM or so. Almost at 12,000. That'd be one heck of a big rig, wouldn't it? A big rig that revs to 12,000 RPM. That would be one amazing engine though, because I'm pretty sure even the racing diesel engines only rev to like 8,000 or so. I'm asking for another 50% more revs for my crazy big rig engine. Okay, that's too fast. That's too fast. That's too fast. That's too fast. Slow it down. I am just going crazy right there. I should not be accelerating that hard on a downhill right before a tight corner. Here though, on the big wide open highway with the nice big sweeping corners, now it's time to floor it. We're gonna get this thing up to hopefully 65 miles per hour, and if I'm really, really lucky, maybe even up to 70 miles per hour. I don't know how fast this thing will really go. I don't even know like how fast of a T-Series I have pulling this trailer. Doing pretty good though. We're up to 55 miles per hour. Only 10 miles per hour off the goal I have. I think we're gonna reach that. The only question is, we'll be able to get up to 70. Let's find out. There's 65. Whoa, the trailer's getting a little squirrely through here. You see it just kind of sliding just a bit. I gotta be very, very careful. Stop sliding, trailer. Whoa, whoa. Keep flooring it. Keep flooring it. It's gonna be okay. But boy, is it scary to drive, because as it's sliding like that, you're not sure if it's just gonna slide a little too far and smash into a wall, or even worse, it'll slide a little too far, the weight distribution will get all messed up, and then it tips over and it brings the truck with it. That's the worst case scenario. And are we gonna actually reach 70? Come on, 70. Yes, we have 70 miles per hour as the trailer slides even more. The trailer is just a drift car, that's all. It's perfectly okay for the trailer to slide all over the place because it's a drift car. And I think that sign we just drove under, it actually said the town we're going to. I didn't get to fully read it, so I'm not 100% sure on that. All I know is I don't know how to pronounce the town name appropriately. Oh, I need to slow down a little bit, don't I? Oh, don't crash, don't crash. Oh, that was harsh. All right, trailer, level out, keep going. We're going fast still somehow. We kind of just deflected off that wall and we're still moving. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, can't be moving. Oh, that corner came out of nowhere almost. Gotta back up a little bit and then kind of clear it through just like that. Okay, we're good. I wish the previous checkpoint was a little bit farther back so I could have saw that one coming. Oh, we're gonna crash, aren't we? Yep, just a little crash. As long as the game's not saying game over, you lose, I don't care if I crash. Oh, come on, go! I think I was actually bottoming out right there for a second. I can raise the trailer if I wanted to, but then that also raises the center of gravity, which makes it easier to tip. So I prefer just to drive with it as low as possible, and if it gets scraping and we get stuck, then we'll raise it and continue along. But we haven't gotten stuck yet, so we'll keep going, although I think we've probably scraped quite a few times now that I think about it, because we've been going over some bumpy roads. I just haven't cared. All right, this corner looks a little difficult. It's just so tight. Can the T-Series do this? I went like as steep as I could onto that thing, and we still cut deep. And we hit into the grass just a little bit. I don't think there's a way over around that corner with this vehicle without going in the grass zone. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it would have been possible. And really now, how far away is this town? I've been driving for 6 whole minutes, which in BeamNG time, that's like equivalent to driving for 6 whole hours. Most scenarios are not this long. This is definitely one on the longer side. I wonder which is going to be faster. The other scenario, doing it twice, or this one doing it once. If I remember correctly on the other scenario, it took me 3 minutes and 30 seconds and then like 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So I have to get to the finish line in about 25 seconds for this one to be the same time. So I guess this is probably going to be longer because I still don't see a blue checkpoint signifying the end. And that next checkpoint is probably at least another 20 seconds away. So I guess we could classify this one as an endurance scenario. Is that like a real thing? Sure, why not? It's an endurance scenario. I'm trying to think what the longest scenario there is that I've ever seen. And I really don't know. I know I've seen some that are about 5 minutes long, but I don't know of any that have been at least 7 minutes long. For stock ones, I'm almost certain this is the longest one. And then for modded ones, I bet you there's a longer one out there. I just haven't done it or I don't remember doing it. Okay, this is a little of a tricky corner right here, isn't it? Gotta go up on the curb just a bit to be safe, and we're good. We have to be getting to the place soon because we're inside of the town. This better be the town we're delivering it to. That'd be funny. You just terrorize the town on your way to the place to deliver the soda. All these Italians hate their Americans and their addiction to soda. Every 32 minutes, there's a new T-Series coming through with more tasty cola. And nobody understands how the Americans can drink so much tasty cola, yet they do. 32 minutes, like clockwork. New T-Series. Is it midnight? Doesn't matter. New T-Series. We are really actually going through this place. Are we going to go like to the very middle of it or the edge of it? Or are we actually going through it? I thought, oh, there's a blue. Okay, we're good. That is a complete mission in about 1 minute more than doing the other one twice. And just for fun, let's just wreck this thing up. We got a nice little road up here. We could try to drive it down and maybe get a little airtime with it. See if we can get this thing going. Whoa, slippery. It's not like a jump here. I was hoping kind of more like a jump type thing. This is just kind of sliding off the edge, yeah. Not the greatest of situations here, to be honest with you. I kind of want to finish on something better than that. Although, look, you can see how much soda the Americans drink every 32 minutes in Italy in one small town. Yeah, we love our soda, don't we? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bring the truck back all the way up to the road. And then we'll do the same thing for the trailer. And hopefully we can have something a little bit more dramatic for the finish. I'm pretty sure if we go to the top of this little town area, we can jump off one of the ledges and then get on top of some of the buildings. I think that'll be a nice way to finish this off instead of just kind of rolling into the trees. Like that. Sure, it's a crash, but it's not an excellent, great to watch crash. You know what I mean? I think diving off of the edge onto some buildings, now that's a really unique and interesting crash. Crashing into trees, well, you could do that anywhere. But crashing a trailer full of soda into some buildings onto their roofs, that's, you gotta have a special spot for that. And I'm pretty sure this map has that spot, so we might as well make use of it. And I'm really getting used to driving this thing now. This is a pretty windy road, and I'm doing just fine. Yeah, I take up both sides of the road, sure, but I always take up both sides of the road no matter what I'm driving. The fact that I'm doing it with the T-Series, that's pretty good. Also, since it's uphill, I can't go that fast even if I want to, considering I've been flooring it for most of this time. So I think coming up, there should be a ledge we can jump. I just hope we're going fast enough to clear it. It's going to be close. I know you have some good speed to do this. So here we go. Oh, we're losing speed just trying to steer. Come on, T-Series, let's go. Just get over the edge. Don't get stuck. Oh, we got it. We cleared it. Oh, or did we? Or, come on. Get, it's going, it's going. We're going to do like kind of a suplex style maneuver onto this building. Now, bam! And there's all the soda delivered. Y'all happy now? I got you your sodas, okay? Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this video. Till next time, this is WhyBeAre. And remember, if you like or dislike this video, I will know. I can tell by how many sodas are consumed by the Americans in Italy per minute. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time.